have a gavel, so this is what we get tonight. Thank you everyone for coming. We're gonna convene now. In lieu of roll call, we're just gonna use the clicker data for who is here and who's not here. So with that, we're gonna get right into the approval of the October 14th minutes. Would anyone like to motion or second that? Oh, okay. It's an approval hand. Cool. So then we'll have a verbal vote to motion the previous question. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Cool. All right. We will now move into a voting period on the October 14th minutes. So for one more. Oh, there we go. Oh, awesome. And that motion passes unanimously. And we'll move on to the third item on the agenda. Approval for the emergency GCSS convening on the 18th. So does anyone want to second that? We got that one. Cool. So with that, we'll move into a verbal vote for the motion of the previous question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Cool. We'll now move into a voting period for the October 18th emergency GCSS minutes. Nice. And it passes unanimously. Cool. We'll now open the floor for public comments, announcements, and additional events. Does anyone have any events or announcements? Yes.
So as most people know, 9 days from today is election day for the 2018 midterm elections. And so a little bit of information, if you guys or people you know didn't have the opportunity to vote on campus at our satellite voting booth, most of us will be voting at the Elks Lodge, which will be open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on election day, which is Tuesday, November 6th. Some student houses are south of 6th Avenue, and the people who live there will vote at the fairgrounds, but apparently that's a bit of a hike, so there is another option for everybody. You can vote at the Drake Library this coming Saturday, November 3rd. That's going to be running from 9 to noon, and it's much closer to campus than either the Elks Lodge or the fairground, but it is obviously a shorter window to vote. But it's a great opportunity, so if you haven't made your voice heard, cast your ballot yet, go ahead, and yeah. Thanks.
Any further announcements or additional events or public comments? Yes.
Hello. Okay. SHIC, the Sexual Health Information Center, is hosting a gardener on Friday, and so you should tell your people and come, and there'll be goodie bags with condoms, dental dams, lube, and candy, and other fun, spooky stuff.
Reform is meeting this Tuesday at 12 p.m. in the SG offices instead of at 11 a.m. We will be meeting to discuss a resolution regarding the SAD, the Student Activities Director, the academic and conduct standing resolutions, the stipend amendment, which you all voted on to, go around the Constitution with the elastic clause. We're going to be putting that in the Constitution actually, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But come, it's awesome to talk about. It's a great committee, and it's also saves a lot of time at the next Student Senate when they come to Student Senate, so we're not quibbling over language for an hour. So yeah, think about it. 12 p.m. Tuesday.
Will that be a permanent shift, or is that a temporary shift?
Temporary.
Any other comments, announcements, events? We'll move on to the fourth item on the agenda, which is the ACE budgets. Anyone, you would like to speak on ACE budgets?
Why not? So there were 3 budgets before the all-campus events committee today. There was a budget for Diwali, which was not approved in full because they were still pending funding from Michael Sims, because we wanted to make sure that Michael Sims was contributing through the Student Activities Fund. So we approved $400, which would allow them to get the order in now, and they can come back for the rest at a later date. Drag was given an additional $100 over their requested amount because there was a bit of an organizational mix-up with all of the construction that's going on. A lot of their materials that they usually keep from year to year have gone missing. And so we allocated them an extra $100, both for increasing their storage capacity as well as repurchasing some of those items that have gone missing. And there were no changes to the art house budget. If anybody has any questions, let Sayla or I know. Oh, films for the rest of the semester were decided as well.
So for the Diwali event, it was supposed to be 400 plus the stuff that was sent out by the email. Was it sent out? So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was $400 plus an amount that hadn't been calculated at the time that I didn't say I added this to the budget. That's why there's the asterisk there, because there are other items. $400 was the deposit for the food in order to make sure that the food could be properly ordered. There were other items that need to be ordered, and those were approved as well to an amount that I am unsure.
So it would total 800.
Okay, so the total approval is $800.
Any questions on the ACE budgets? Cool. We'll move to item 5 on the agenda, which is SBC and services budgets.
So we had 4 SBC budgets and a services budget. I'll go through services first. It was a takeaway hunger request that they did not show, so we had to move it to an emergency vote. We thought they'd show up to ACE because originally they sent the email to ACE. Once they did not show up to that, we had to move to emergency vote. Senators, please check your emails. SBC now. So Farmhouse wanted cash to start a greenhouse. We said yes, but then someone brilliantly offered the idea that we should fund it through the Green Fund. So they're going to go to Green Fund and ask for the money there. In case Green Fund says no, for some reason, we will still fund it. But we're hopeful that this money could come out of the Green Fund instead. The Student Labor Advocates asked for money to fund the transcript of the hearing they had. Quinn will probably get into that a bit more later. International Soccer Club just wanted a bit of cash for gear they use, and Equestrian Club wanted funding for the rest of the semester. And they too are here to brief us on that.
Any questions on any budgets aside from Equestrian Club and Student Labor Advocates? Cool. All right. We'll move on to the 6th item on the agenda, which is the approval of the Equestrian Club budget. Would anyone like to speak on this once we get it pulled up here in a second? Thanks, Dylan.
Hello everyone, we're back, it's us. So the Equestrian Club covers multiple things on campus, all horse related, including lessons for students on campus, drill team for also any students who are competent enough to safely steer a horse and stop and control, all that stuff. And then, so we're asking funding for, in terms of the lesson, each person, we're asking that they get refunded $12. It's $20, the student pays $20 for a group lesson or $25 up front for a group, or for a private lesson. And then, but across the board, everyone's refunded $12, so it's up to you whether you want to pay a little bit more or a little bit less. That's just to make it a lot more accessible for students of low income, and that's that. And then for drill team, we are asking for funding for our coaches. We have 2, technically. It's written as 1.5, so we have one consistent coach who's there every single week, teaching us the entire 2 hours that she's there. And then the barn owner is also there If he's not there, he's either there every other week or he spends about half the time there helping us, so he gets half the coaching fee. And they've already put it, like, they've reduced it as much as possible so that they're comfortable with it. It's the same as the lesson fee. So it's $20 for the full-time coach and then half that, $10 for the half-time coach. And then we're also asking for funding for the arena use because we understand that we are only one group there. It's also open to the community, so there are multiple boarders there, and we're asking for a significant chunk of time and money or not money, but like time and space to use that and to take away from other people there. And so we're asking for compensation for that. So it's gonna be about $15 an hour, and 2 hours for each practice, so $30 per practice. So that's what we're asking for. In terms of individual contributions, if you want to scroll down, it's down there. But each person does pay a small amount for their lesson. It's either 8 or 13, depending on if it's a group or a private lesson. And then each drill team member pays for the use of their horse each time that we're out there and using that horse. And then we also, each week we put in a lot of manual labor. It says around 32 hours. It usually goes up from that. And then we are also looking into club sports that we are currently going through the whole rigmarole to get that done for the next school year. That can't happen any sooner than that. And the latest that we've done is that we have written our own constitution and bylaws because we cannot find a higher governing organization, and so we have an 8-page draft of that in case you're curious of how that's going. It's really fun. Fundraising as well. We have a Halloween fun day this Friday. It's open to everybody. It's open to the community. Everybody can come. We're going to have a poster for that so you guys know about that. And then we are also going to have our semesterly bake sale in a couple weeks, right before Thanksgiving. So keep your eyes open for that. So we're doing everything that we can to help reduce the cost for you guys. It's just kind of... Questions?
Yeah. Any questions for? Yes. Can we get a mic?
How many people are those lessons for? Because it says 20 lessons, but how many people?
So it's 20 people per week is generally what it is. So the people generally tend to rotate because some people take it on a bi-weekly thing just because, you know, it's Grinnell, you have to do schoolwork sometimes. And so I'd say that there's probably a rotating group of people, anywhere from like 25 to 30 individuals that rotate through, with a core that's probably about 15, 16 that take lessons at least every week.
Any further questions? Yes.
Motion to previous question.
What is that second? Sweet. So second from Senator Bull. All right, cool. So we're now going to vote on moving into a vote. So this is the voting on motion to previous question. One, there we go. And now we'll move into a voting period on the budget totaling $4,320. So we're now going to vote on the budget itself. One more. Nice. And the budget passes. So now for the 6.5 item on the budget, or on the agenda, we're going to be discussing the SLA's student labor advocate budgets. Would anyone like to speak on this?
Yeah, just a note that the number on the this document is not correct. It's actually $1,670 in total. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what was approved conditionally from the committee. So, yeah. UGSCW had a hearing before the National Labor Relations Board, Region 18, the week before Fall Break. And functionally, it was two college students arguing against two college attorneys for 2 days. And, you know, the way that the NLRB works is that they have a company that they contract called Veritext, and Veritext is the only organization that is allowed to take a record. The record is required functionally for any and all like legal matters before the board because of the fact that you need to be able to reference the facts that were established. So student labor advocates, being advocates for student labor, would like to purchase a copy of the hearing transcript so that it can be used by students who are preparing legal filings before the board, and then be entered into the Grinnell College Library archives into the future, so that way it's accessible to the student body into the future, so should anyone ever want to see the record of President Kington's testimony under oath before the board, where he just goes on and on about how great Grinnell College is without saying anything substantive.
Does anyone have any questions on this budget? Would anyone like to? Thank you. Right. was that as much of a question?
Oh. We don't have to.
Point of information. Can you
if there are no other questions, you can just go into the motion. You don't have to motion the previous question if there are no other questions.
I don't know how long and right I do this jump, so I stress. I can't handle it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do a verbal vote on the motion to previous question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. We'll now move into a voting period. Polls are now open. Nice. 8 seconds to take a record. Okay, and the results stand pass unanimously. We'll now move on to the 7th item on the agenda, which is an update on the emergency fund closet. Would someone like to speak?
What's good, everybody? I tried to make a PowerPoint, but it wouldn't send, so it's on a Word doc. It's on that one. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So that's my fancy title. You can scroll down, please. So that's what the closet used to look like before at the middle school. It was really packed with a bunch of stuff, so throughout fall break, like a group of 10 students and myself went in probably like 5 to 8 hours a day, and we like cleared all of that out. We like took down a bunch of the shelves, we painted, we put a carpet down, put lights up, so you can keep scrolling down. Keeps going down, keeps going down. And that's what it looks like now. Yeah, and so we spent about like half the budget that we were given, and it's been really helpful. But there's about like 5 to 10 students that use it daily. We're in the process of building. We have like 5 community partners now that have clothes and food that'll come in either weekly or monthly. And we're in the process of starting a mentoring tutoring program for students, because the teacher that was normally doing that got fired because of budget cuts in the Grinnell Community Education District, so we're going to try and fill that. And then we're also trying to start mentoring programs for students of color in the middle school, as well as students who are non-binary or identify as queer. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, and I just wanted to say thank you for the money, because it was really helpful, and we got it done just in time before winter kind of kicked in. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what your money went to.
Does anyone have any questions on the report? No. Thank you for the update. I appreciate that. Do you have something to say, Senator Tony? You got something to say?
Senator?
Sorry. Pressure's getting at me.
No, I just wanted to also say thank you for coming and sharing what you used the money for. I mean, we don't often get to, unless it's like an all-campus event, we don't often get to see the real results of what SGA's money goes for. And you know, we appreciate having something that we can look at and we can be like, okay, this is what that did. This is the real impact that it had. So thank you.
With no further comments or questions, we'll move into the 8th item, which is cabinet reports. Do any cabinet members have anything to add to their report? Councilor Chair.
Yeah, so just a few updates. Over fall break, I ordered, along with Quinn's help, ordered the speaker parts that we need, or the repair parts that we need for our speaker that's still in the shop. Also, just wanted to mention that we have 2 big concerts this week. On Halloween, which is Wednesday, it's Porches and Girl Pool. And then on Saturday, Haley Hendricks with Squirrel Flower and Pink Neighbor. And I think both are going to be really awesome shows. So just spread the word and hope to see you there. Thanks.
Are both shows in Gardner?
Yes, both shows are in Gardner.
I guess I'll do my oral report. I didn't really do anything. I got some rest. It was nice. Much needed. Any other? Yes.
You also got your little max out. I saw that on your Instagram. Yeah, that was good. Good for you.
Took me a week to recover. Unless any other cabinet.
If you ordered a 1010 shirt, you can pick it up at 1008 High Street tonight. Yeah, just to save them the trouble of being delivered.
I'll get mine real quick. I talked to, getting the mic. Samantha Stack,
Not actually Sammy. No, another Samantha. Give me a second, guys. There's a regional leader for like voter registration in Iowa reached out to me because they heard Grinnell was doing really well with early voting, and they sort of wanted to be in partnership with us, create a program so that they could model this at other schools, and I thought that was really cool. So good job, guys. You're actually getting like the word out there. Very impressive.
When did you have your hand up?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to second the majority motion.
Oh, well, we'll do it. Excuse me. Do any other cabinet members have anything else they'd like to share?
Samantha Bond. Well, can I just add, her name is Samantha Bynes. If you guys want to reach out to her, she's really cool and really loves what Grinnell College is doing, especially around voting. Samantha Bynes, look it up.
Carrie, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just like to second it.
I'm seconding the motion to, I don't know, okay, we'll take Carrie's. Okay. Carrie adjourns that we go, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.